First off, rest in peace, neighborhood Nip. I ain't crip, but I'm on that neighborhood shoot. Building business, it's that black owned. If you hustle, better hustle till your pack gone. If you work, better work till your back hurt. And if you rap, make it better than your last verse. Yeah, more lyrics.
AJ, El Presidente, Eddie Kane University. Hill gon' heal, regardless. You, Buchanan, Bethel High School, by way of 3-Man Weave, LLC.
Michelle, producer, based over here.
You can catch this wave from the Marlins to the Mariners. Doing things you can't believe. It's the 3-Man Weave.
What up, everybody? You already know who it is. You got one of your favorite guys from your favorite pod, the 3-Man Weave podcast, your favorite pod's favorite pod. It's your guy, Buchanan. Who I got with me?
You already know it's your boy, AJ, Mr. Red Cup. I am prepared today because, I can breathe a little bit easier because, boy, without Book, it was looking a little dicey, man.
Ooh, yeah, we're going to talk about that. We definitely going to talk about that. Yeah, man. But we missing somebody, ain't we?
We're definitely missing Hill. He's also much needed PTO. So we're gonna let him have his time and be free and relax.
Mm-hmm.
But y'all can't relax because what I need y'all to do is make sure you go to the YouTube channel, subscribe, and turn on the notifications. Once you subscribe, hit that little bell icon. It's gonna let you know when we drop all our content. You can be up to date on all our shit. You can comment on our shit. Let us know what you think about the episode. If you show up late, you can catch on what you missed. All of that shit. And then also make sure you follow us on Instagram at 3ManWeave _, at Twitter, 3ManWeave _. Make sure you follow us on Twitch at 3ManWeave. You join the Facebook group. Go search for 3ManWeave Facebook groups. And email us questions if y'all got them. You know, please. We a part of the people, baby. If you got any questions, we the people to come to. So you can email us at podcast.3.man.weave@gmail.com. Hey, man, before we get into anything, the biggest news of the fucking month, matter of fact, the whole year has just dropped. Joe Biden, man.
Yeah, man.
He's seriously considering canceling student loan debt.
Federal.
Yeah, federal.
Let's be clear. Let's not give bad info out there.
Right.
But, that's huge. That's still huge, like you said.
Absolutely.
And before we get into it, this is episode 150, by the way.
150. Yes, episode 150.
Just wanted to put that out there. So, you know, we've been in our bag. It's episode 150. But
consistent, baby.
How y'all feel about this, man? How do y'all really feel about Joe Biden and this movie trying to make? And knowing that there's a little bit of science behind it, I'm gonna let AJ touch on it. Break down the science behind it, AJ.
I'm gonna start off with some, very just surface level science here, because we've all seen. Well, I don't know if you have, but polls have dropped. Biden's approval level is like it's down there, in the dirt. It's under the shit where Harvey Weinstein is. It's under the jail. You know what I'm saying? That's where he's supposed to be. You know what I mean? It's down there. So Elon Musk, we've all heard that he just purchased Twitter and he's trying to get people on, the free speech and not blocking any free speech. And one of the biggest people that would benefit from that would be Donald Trump. Because that's how he'll be able to really contact and get all of his bullshit, all of his thoughts out to his minions, supporters. And so with him back on, Joe Biden's approval levels down, in the dumps, with an election coming up. And, Trump has said he is going to be the Republican nominee in 2024. Of course, there's more that has to go into that than him just saying it. But one thing that I can say that the Republicans are looking to do, they just ain't trying to lose. And the one way that they gonna do that is they know Donald Trump, he will win. Biden will not beat Trump again. So I think Joe Biden. Unless what?
Unless he canceled his debt. That's his only shot, man.
And to be quiet as it's kept, I think it's a little too little, too late. Go ahead and cancel it. I still don't think he got a shot in hell.
You'll have my vote. I'll tell you that much.
I mean, he got my vote because it's just like, do I want to vote for Satan or the devil?
It won't even have nothing to do with that. It would literally be based off the student loans alone. That would be more than any other president in my lifetime has done for me. Personally, that would be a personal favor. So
But you know,
I have to take it. And like you said, definitely is science behind it. But that's the politic game, unfortunately. And unfortunately, the everyday American is the one who suffers.
oh, of course. I mean, that's what's gonna happen all day, every day. We gonna, we the ones that catch the trickle down. We the one that catch the urine that bounce off everybody else umbrellas. You dig what I'm saying?
Because Lord, this taxes this year was trip.
I don't even want to talk about taxes right now. I don't. Because at this present point in time, I ain't gonna put that out there just in case they try to come back and audit your boy.
Yeah, man.
Just in case I try, because I might a real one like me might have to try for nagels.
Hey, man.
Because baby, that shit is
That's what
real.
they do, pretty much.
So that's what I'm saying. I need to figure out all the shit that I can do. Every outlet, no stone will be unturned. You dig what I'm saying?
I'm with you on that, good bro. I'm with you on that, man.
Man, listen. It's a couple things that are always certain. It's death, taxes, and three-man weave giving some people some motherfucking criticism when it's due.
Yeah, facts.
Out of the first round matchups, the Brooklyn Nets are the only team to get swept. And it's been some contentious discussions within our group, because some people are trying to say some people are getting off easy, some people are trying to spread the blame around, and some people just outright making excuses and saying, hey, we lacked chemistry, we didn't have this, we didn't have that.
Nets in 6.
I can't remember the last time I heard Nets in 6. So first, let's just start off. How you breaking up that blame for Brooklyn?
It's enough blame to go around. Let's just start at the top where I like to start at. I'm gonna start with management. You brought in an unproven, never before coach, gave him the reins to your organization, and not only that, you went out and bought him Bugattis. You see what I'm saying? Like, with no track record except for the fact that he played the game. And I don't know if it's me and just a common sense thing, but so many people believe that because somebody played the game well, that they could teach others how to play the game. And that is just not the case. So that's number one. Management should have, if you're going to have these type pieces, you went out and got these type pieces, I feel like you should have went out and got a coach to match, or at least the best coach available that you could have got at the time with experience. So then we go down to the coach, because you did take this job. You agreed to it. You sold them on a dream. You said that you could do these things. You said that you can be a leader of men. You can control this locker room. You can handle high profile players because you did it when you was on the court. Cool. We see you in these situations. You are like a fish out of water. It's like all of this is foreign to you, and it shows. It showed on TV during timeouts. I'm seeing other coaches drawing up plays, instructing, and I see you off to the side with your assistants trying to figure things out, leaving your players amongst themselves, which is never good. All right. So then we're going to come down to, I'm going to start with Kyrie, because it's a team sport, right? It's a team sport. Everybody on your team knew the sacrifice that it would take to make this championship run, and they all made that sacrifice. Now I'm not judging nobody for they, but it's like you didn't want to make that sacrifice. Now, I'm not saying that affected your play or anything, but what it did do is send a clear message to your teammates. You were part of a fraternity, AJ. You know that if I didn't come all the time, you ain't rocking with me when we say we finished, bro. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, all right, now they lifted the mandate. God bless, right? You back. You playing and controlling the rock and not passing a lot. Like you've been there all season. Kind of upset some of the culture of the team, which led to the Harden trade, right? So drove one of your Bugattis away, right? KD, you're supposed to be the de facto leader. If Steve Nash can't get it done, you should be the guy. You should be the guy. And y'all got on that podcast when y'all first came to Brooklyn, man, and y'all were acting like this is the greatest thing since sliced bread. You counted your eggs before they hatched, and you could not deliver. You could not deliver last year when your foot was on the line. You could not deliver this year, time and time again. And the way that you looked in this Boston series, bro, unless you really hit training camp this year and really come back right next year, them Boston boys got your number. So I don't know how you ever get past that. And I'm on record as already saying you can't beat the Bucks. So it's like your window is pretty much closed in the eyes of Canada.
See, you done? Yeah. See, for me personally, I'm kind of disappointed in your list because to me, where you ended is where it all starts.
I said the best for last. That's what I said. That's why I said it's equal blame.
To me, it's not equal blame because if you saving the best for last, to me, that's perfect. You're saving the best player on the planet. That's what they told me. They're the best player in the world on the planet for last.
Yeah.
They came in the same. Remember what we said about Harden? Everywhere he went, they gave him the keys and allowed him to do whatever the fuck he want. KD, they gave you the keys. They told you, hey, this is what, we like this. You told him this is what I want. This is what I need to do. You handpicked the coach. You and Kyrie talked and said that y'all was going to do this and y'all teamed up to do that. You heard James Harden was available. You handpicked him. So to me personally, a lot of this has to go down to KD because for one, once again, you the best player. I don't care what's happening. This is the first round. You're supposed to at least get out of that.
Yeah, that's
what people tell me. You think what I've always heard is when you have like people talk about LeBron and Kobe, and they're like, well, look what the team that Kobe took to the finals, or look to the team that LeBron took to the finals. Both of them, one team had Bush Parker. I always hear that name, and another team, their second best player was it Big Z, stuff like what I mean. Yeah. So it's like, I mean, I don't care. It's a first round matchup, and people talk to me about chemistry and stuff like that. I think it's more than just chemistry because to me personally, when you are the best player on the planet, if that's what they're telling me, the best player on the planet should get me at least more than one playoff series win in 2 seasons.
Yeah.
You should and I don't, and to me, I don't care what people say. Oh, but if his foot wasn't on the line, well, that's a part of it. That's just, I mean, if
court awareness,
because if we just talking about that little bit of a discrepancy of what could have changed the game, what if all the other shit? Like think about other things where it's a game-winning buzzer beater and it just missed by that much. The year Kawhi was in Toronto. Had he just been off by that much, the 76ers would have went on. Who knows? Maybe Joel would already have a title. You know what I mean? So I don't want to hear about what ifs, because if was a fifth, we'd all be drunk, baby. You know what I mean? If Kobe Bryant didn't hit that shot in the corner, if Ron Artest didn't get that tip off, if Tim Duncan, if Robert Orr never threw Steve Nash into the scorer's table, who knows? You know what I mean? So I'm not trying to hear about, what if, because there's a whole bunch of teams that could have, championships or could say, well, my team would have this if We talk about what is. And to me, that's why KD has to get so much blame, because KD, you know, you've been on record saying, you know, you don't really care about people's thoughts and stuff like that, and you're gonna do what makes you happy. But to me, quite honestly, man, sometimes like with what's going on and how you be responding to people, you seem miserable.
Yeah.
And now you took your
I can agree to that, bro.
you took your career in your control. You said like you were taking your career in your control, but now it really just seems like you're trying to mimic everything that, you know, what people say the best of at least your generation LeBron is doing.
Yeah.
Because LeBron, he wanted the keys. LeBron, he said, you know, I'm taking it into my own hands. And it's very similar. Like LeBron, he went to Miami, and Miami had a great system in place. Pat Riley was a great front office head. They had a great coach in place with Eric Spoelstra, and he was able to win there. And then he went back to Cleveland. He proved that he could win in Cleveland on his own. And, you know, regardless of what you say, he wasn't on his own. Kyrie and Kevin Love did get hurt, and he still made that comeback. You get what I'm saying? And then he went to LA and he won again, regardless of what you say. And, you know, people talk about, you know, Kyrie and KD and, you know, where they are in the pantheon. One thing that I can say, when LeBron left somewhere, that team did not get better. Kyrie left Boston. Boston, they looking good.
They looking good, man.
KD,
they ain't missing Kyrie, I'll tell you that much.
The Warriors lost KD. Yeah, they struggled,
good,
but you got to think about it. Clay had devastating injuries.
That two
of them, and they still were looked at like, okay, they're a force. So to me, this is all karma. Kyrie, you should have shut the fuck up. Don't be saying, "Oh, now I can finally look around and have someone that I feel confident with knocking down a shot."
You could, when you looked around and you pass it to him late in game 3, it was bad, bro. It was all bad. You couldn't look down the line and you couldn't find that you said it. You told us.
You told us you finally had that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. My guy Ross in here. What's up, Ross? He said, man, lots of Nets chatter, and man, they definitely getting off easy, because if this was last season, the fight would have jumped off in the group. Oh, that's definitely true, because y'all was definitely going at it. And
energy is never the same, bro.
And like I've said before, you know, sometimes it get real quiet, you know, after some losses. And you know, we're gonna start. Triz, where you at, man? Like you one of the people that I really want to talk about, because boy, you
done already moved on, man.
Yeah, they wait for the draft tomorrow, which is very saddening. But yeah, to me, I don't need to go any further. To me, Kevin Durant gets all this blame. Kyrie, I mean, y'all, I've told y'all my thoughts on Kyrie. I've always said that I never thought Kyrie could be the main piece on a championship team. And how he's acting as the Robin right now has proved it. And he's definitely proven it. And you can't, and especially now, you can't even count on him to be the number 2.
Yeah.
Because sometimes people have this idea in their head that they're a number 1 when you're not. People don't know how to play their role. People don't know how to fall in line.
And here's what people don't understand about Kyrie. History says, and I know I can't prove it, but history says that if it wasn't a vaccine, Kyrie would have been out a strong portion of this season anyway.
He's normally out through injury.
Thank you.
And so before we move on, I had a question that I wanted to pose to you and Hill. Unfortunately, Hill's not here, because I really would love to hear how he'll respond to this also. But for me, in this series, it looked like KD was just getting muscled. They was just playing physical. They was beating up on him. They was out muscling him. And I want to know, do you think that KD's lack of strength training throughout his career is going to really affect, you know, how he goes on later on, like in these next couple seasons? Because, you know, like, what's up, Hill? My guy Hill is in the building.
I definitely I do, man. And I seen somebody post it in our group, posing a question like that, and forgiving me because I can't remember who it was, but I truly do think that Kevin Durant has been so skilled that he hasn't felt like he has had to, you know, bulk up or focus on strength training. I don't know if y'all follow Wiz Khalifa, right? Wiz Khalifa doesn't do big weights or anything, but you know, maybe last year or whenever he really got on this fitness thing. He really not this. I mean, he's still a slim guy, but he's not the skinny toothpick no more. You know what I mean? He's like stronger. And if
You could fill out.
AD would have at least just toned up, bro. I mean, just at least toned up. I felt like that would increase his longevity because I even felt like the Achilles injury was just due to a lack of size. You realize that's why he has to play stretch because at Texas he was a 4. You feel me? So it's like, and he's really got to be a 3 in the NBA because he can't go down there and bang all the time. He can go down there sparingly. You got to get in and get out. But it's like in the playoffs, like you said, when we game planning for you and we got strategies for you, we're going to force you to have to bang in here to get boards because who else is going to get it on your team? So it's like now you are getting bullied and getting pushed around. And I think the players who we have seen go deep into their career, they've had excellent conditioning and excellent strength training. So it's like it's just no way around it.
Exactly. And we, you know, it's so cliche to this point where you hear about, oh, LeBron, you're 19. But the reason why I believe LeBron has been able to be able to, you know, have this longevity because LeBron and KD, they pretty much like they're very like LeBron has had more like, you know, more games because he's been in the league a little bit longer, but they both play so many games into the postseason. They both play so many games in, you know, the Olympics and the off season and FIBA and all of that stuff. And to me, it's like LeBron, you could see the physical specimen he is, and that helped him also, you know, adjust his game because guess what? Even if LeBron's shot isn't falling, guess what? He could still get down there. He could still bang with you. And also, he's such a facilitator. And I've seen people say, "Oh, LeBron don't make his teammates better," but I call that cap. Regardless of what you want to say about LeBron, if you want to say he shies away from the moment, LeBron is going to like if LeBron's shot's not falling or if they're game planning for LeBron, you still game planning for LeBron. And if you double team LeBron, guess what? He's gonna find the open man. When KD got double teamed, he's turning the ball over. He's kicking it off his foot out of bounds and stuff like that. So to me, had KD just, you know, evolved his body into a point where he can withstand that late in his career. We talked about this personally in, you know, the group chat when, you know, I Am Athlete was going on, and I was saving that with the point that I wanted to make. And that, you know, Jamar Chase and Chad, they were talking about how, you know, they don't have a diet because they're going to outwork their diet. To me, that's cool, especially when you're young. But when you older to prolong it, that's when it really comes in handy. If you really, you know, build those foundational blocks, your foundation is strong enough to really give you that longevity. And here's another thing. Hill said, that's a great point, AJ, but a real coach would run some offensive sets to free him up. Yeah, a real coach is not going to do that. And that's also part of KD's blame because you signed off on this coach who had no proven ability to run those offensive sets. And even if you think that, oh, you know, Steve Nash come from the D'Antoni tree, you can't run like that. D'Antoni offense wasn't working. Like that ain't going to work with the pieces that you have.
But then just and not even to go on like a Bron, just to add to your point, just look at another player, Vince Carter. Man played 4 decades. We never said Vince Carter came in out of shape. That was never said. It was just understood that he worked out because Vince Carter came in slim. He wasn't the Vince Carter that we saw leave, but he still never blew up and got big or out of shape. So it's like stayed, you know, conditioned to the end, which allowed him to play long. Tim Duncan, who is naturally a bigger guy, you feel me, was able to play almost 20 years. So it's like
I'm not asking KD to blow up like Giannis, but remember how skinny Giannis. You remember how slim Giannis was when he came into the league? And to me, I believe it was KD said he wasn't trying to mess up his shot, but I don't feel like you have to go and build, like blow your body up. But to me, you need to do that strength training. Like KD arms be looking like mine.
Yeah, no,
It
they worse. They don't.
it don't look like it's no
I ain't even
definition.
trying to comment to it, but yours, you got some definition to your arm.
Bro,
Your arms, his arms be looking like an African. I don't
you know what
know.
I'm saying?
It
Well,
be looking like
don't get us canceled.
yeah,
But
he be looking like he's starving. Let me just put it like that, man.
I don't know what KD neglects more, the weight room or his hair. Like it's just disgusting to me
Yeah,
that
listen.
like, you've never lifted a weight and you don't brush your hair. Like,
He don't be
come
on
on,
no leg day neither. I'm trying to figure out how he came back from the Achilles and really ain't had no issues with that since.
to me, I believe it was just it was all rehab. It was all rehab, and you know, it's nothing wrong with that. To me, it's beyond that though. I believe you got to you got to do some work, man. Yeah. Sometimes you got to protect your homie from himself. Yes, and that's another thing, bro. He don't use no lotion. That's probably why his Achilles popped, because the dryness in his Achilles, like it was like construction paper at that point.
Years and not getting nothing, man.
Like it seeped through the skin, and like now his Achilles is cracking.
But look, man, let's not beat the dead horse.
Of course. Let's talk. I want to jump into the most exciting series. Right
I was gonna ask you which one is that to you?
So following an amazing NFL playoffs, the NBA said, hold my beer.
Yeah.
Because this has been a great playoff series. Even though, there's been some, like the
sweet
games, the sweet game was still good. And you even still got like, even though Chicago is looking outmatched against Milwaukee, there's been some good games in this series.
Yeah.
But to me, the one that's really holding me down is the one that I was thinking was going to be the best one, because it was Ant versus Ja.
Yeah,
and it has not disappointed, man. Like last game alone, it like Ant Edwards, that 3 that he hit in the corner had me like, oh shit, like that boy cold. He cold. But he made a mistake, yo. He made a mistake. He went over top and gave Ja that free lane, and you can't do that with that cold killer, boy.
You know what? And I just think because if he doesn't go over top, Ja might shoot the 3, bro.
But still, I'd much rather have Ja take a shot, because we all know Ja shot.
He would have knocked it down, bro.
I need you to prove it to me.
Hey, man,
I'm not gonna give you no layup, dog.
If you do, you're damned if you don't. But I think in the future, I think he's gonna. You got to protect the rim right there.
And that's all I'm saying. Protect the rim, because I'm not giving you a high percentage shot. Like, okay, I'll go under and you'll get a shot, but I'm going to close out and I'm going to make you make it.
That's also a coach's job, because that's a young player. You gotta tell him, like, look,
do not give up a lane to the basket. Do not give up. Like, even when like coming around that pick, if I got to, I'm going under it. And like I said,
I'm going under, because I'm giving him the 3. Because I need to be there to clog that. I gotta block that drive lane off. Even if I get a foul right there, I'd rather that.
Because I can't risk having to have someone else give help defense and then they man get a free run. At the end of the day, I need to protect the rim. Prove to me that you can make a shot.
I can live with a tough layup, though.
It was still a tough layup. It was still a tough layup, but we've like these players in the NBA now, they can make those tough layups. Like I said, I need.
Let's talk about that dunk, bro.
He's just.
Is that one of the best in-game dunks in the last 10 years? That might be the best.
But remember the one Ant Edwards had you see what I'm saying? That's why I was so hyped. Like,
that's why this series is the one, like you said.
This is the one, yo. Like, this series is 2 young teams that are hungry, that's gonna be around for a while, and they are not fucking around. And I love it. And Cat has been up and down in this series, but even he has played really, really well in this series.
Yeah,
and he's answered the call when it's been necessary. And Pat Beverly, he ain't been pissing me off.
He's always been a good player.
He ain't been pissing me off that much in this series.
No, he's been pissing me off. He has been pissing me off.
Nah, you know who's been pissing me off? Fucking Chris Paul. Like, bro, He's
I
so
ain't got
up and
I don't have
down.
nothing to say about it, bro.
Like he letting Jose Alvarado and Devontae Graham and Herb Jones get in
Listen,
his
man.
head. And I know he old,
Listen.
and it, that game, what was it? Game 4. The game 4 we lost. It was pissing me off so bad because without Devin Booker, you are closer, bro.
Mhm.
And his age is really showing. And one of the reasons I had posted in the group, I'm like, Monty, you gotta get creative with your lineup. Campaign has been struggling, and if
Mhm.
Campaign's struggling, Cam Johnson not knocking down shots, and Jay Crowder, he's just out there for defense, and he ain't hitting shit.
Crowder.
You gotta do something. And
You talking about Crowder?
we talking about Crowder, bro. And he came back in game 5 and he made some adjustments, looking like Monty Williams, what made him the coach of the year, getting Aaron Holiday some minutes, getting
I like
Bismack beyond.
Holiday, man.
Yeah,
I like
getting
Holiday.
Bismack Biyombo off the bench,
Yeah.
and because we were getting killed on the boards, Valanciunas he was doing everything he wanted on the offensive board,
Mhm.
and so bringing in Bismack Biyombo, allowing him to get some minutes, saying Torrey Craig, you're not giving us no offense anyway, and you not doing nothing on defense. I'm giving Bismack Biyombo your minutes,
Mhm.
and it
Yeah.
worked. And then he, did the Twin Towers with JaVale McGee and Bismack Biyombo, or JaVale McGee and DeAndre Ayton. And that
Mhm.
negated that size advantage that they had. And it was like the one thing that I've been asking the entire series: stop letting Brandon Ingram go right. They've been letting Brandon Ingram go right the
Can't
whole
stop him, bro.
the game 5. They stopped letting him go right. Guess what? He was kicking the ball off his foot. Mikal Bridges actually looked like the defensive player that he's
Mhm.
actually supposed to be.
Yeah.
And to me, that's just a coach. Like, hey, why are we letting him go right? Like, you just guard him straight up. He goes right every single time and gets to the bucket every
Hey,
single time. The moment he started going left and they started forcing him to go left, he was kicking the ball
take
out
it.
of bounds.
But no, man, when Hill was over here for the fight, Hill and Q, man, we had a whole conversation about Chris Paul, man. And everything that you just said is what I told them I'm worried about for Chris Paul. But what I will say, y'all have fared well so far. Y'all still control the series with Book being out, so that's a plus.
Yeah.
And Book might be coming back sooner than we think, but that scares me for his injury, man.
Yeah.
You don't
And
want to rush a hammy, but
exactly.
he might be back for next game though.
Yeah. And to me personally, that's why winning game 4 was so pivotal.
Mhm.
But winning game 5, you have that 3-2 lead now. You have to win this next game.
Yeah,
You have to,
just so Book can get some rest.
because you don't want to go to 7 games,
Mhm.
because game 7, anything could happen. You don't
Mhm.
want to do that. You don't want to risk it. Close it out now. Send these boys home.
Mhm.
And to me, it's been tough because without Book, Chris Paul is your main source of offense, your facilitator, and your closer.
But he
And he's too
should be
old for
like
that. Like, he's too old for that right
they
now.
should run that offense through Ayton.
Yeah, but Aiden, he be so up and down. And that's why I was so mad in game 4, because we needed Aiden to be that scorer and to run the offense through him. And he was that. And then Chris Paul laid an egg. He let
Mhm.
us
Yep.
down.
Yep.
And so to me, having these
Typical
different,
CP3, man.
yeah, so I need them to go ahead and, close the series out. Don't give me a
That's
heart
Hill's
attack.
favorite. That's one of Hill's favorite all-time favorites, man.
Yeah, no, and trust me, I like CP3,
I like him.
and like I said, I just
He
think
gets
right
every
now,
damn it done for me, man.
yeah, like especially now, it's hard for him to, to me. He's another one of them. Like, hey, bro, you should have took care of your body a lot long, like a long time ago.
His style of play, I don't know if it was any way to do it.
Yeah, but he always been a little bit poofy. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, because that's not North Carolina, man.
Yeah, he always been a little bit, He always
This
been a
how we
little
do it in
squishy.
North Carolina.
This is how we do it in North Carolina.
But
This
nah,
is this another one, Cam Johnson, and I like Cam Johnson, but I can't ask. Well, I can't say that I can't ask too much from him, but you
you
know,
can.
I
We know we
definitely
can do
can.
it.
We know he can do it. The one that I really needed was Mikal Bridges, because to me, I think Mikal Bridges is a better all-around player than Cam Johnson, and so I would much rather have Mikal Bridges to be our
But
third.
nothing is called for Mikal Bridges. So it's like when he gotta get offensive boards or work extra hard to get his points. It's hard that way. So it's like, all right, if Bridges is going to be the guy, then we got to run some sets for him,
Absolutely.
some pick and rolls, some low block action, some down screens to get him going on a backdoor cut. You know what I'm saying? But it's like if we're not going to do that, then how's he going to have his offensive footprint on the game if he doesn't have the ball? So it's not just up to him. It's up to, like you said, Monty got to be creative. So
yeah, to me, the key to this series is those two, because I know what DeAndre Ayton is going to give me. I need those two to really step up so that Chris Paul in the second and third quarter don't burn himself out for the fourth.
yeah,
I need Chris Paul to be able to start, fast like he did in Game 5 and get a rhythm, but be able to sit on the bench a lot and take some breathers so he can be ready to close out in the fourth. Let's. Do you want what series you want to go to next? I'm liking this. What I'm seeing out of Golden State, man. They look scary.
I mean, the Heat. Let's talk about the Heat.
The Heat, okay, because they
took care of the Hawks.
Yeah.
But I don't. First of all, kudos to the Heat and Jimmy. One, they should have took care of business, and they did. But I don't think all is lost for the Hawks. I feel like they got good building blocks, man. And I feel like they did better than Brooklyn.
Oh, 100%. And I also believe that the Hawks, they still have, their window, that they still have a really good window. I think they need to find a secondary scorer, someone who could be a consistent secondary scorer, because one of my knocks on Trey was his size. And if like you heard him say it, like that stuff is going to work in the regular season. But once they start game planning for you, it's tough. And he said it. I have never been guarded like that, since high school. Well, Trey, they consider you one of the ones. You came in that draft with Luka and DeAndre Ayton, and people, they put you, second behind Luka, in that draft. So to me, I believe if they can get a secondary scorer that can, relieve some pressure off of Trae Young, I think they'll definitely be fine, and they'll definitely, be a threat in the East down the line. But this was the thing that surprised me the most, how the Heat handled them without Jimmy and without Kyle Lowry. We've called him Oladipo for some years, but boy, he showed up when it counted.
Before the last injury, we kind of stopped calling him Oladipo.
Yeah, because
transformed himself.
Yeah, once he tore that quad off the bone, I was like, hey, bro, I just want bro to come back healthy. Yeah, that's what we said. They just need somebody secondary to Trey, and they should be fine.
Yeah,
but I do think the Heat are a legitimate threat, and to me, it's literally
bro, stupid.
To me, it's literally going to be between the Heat, the Bucks, and the Celtics.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think the Celtics are bigger players, and the Heat are bigger players than anybody thought they would be. I think the Eastern Conference Final might go to Game 7.
Oh, 100%. And I'm sorry, bro. We about to get on your boys.
Yeah, man.
Is Doc finna blow another lead?
Yeah, Doc finna blow another three game lead.
Doc finna blow another lead? Because boy, Joel, he had that finger injury, and it's looking kind of grim. We talk about how KD needed to step up. Hey, James Harden, bro, this is what you get for becoming a fat ass everywhere you go, trying to get out of these damn teams. Because now you out of shape, bro. You took the fat suit off, but you still ain't looking who you are.
His professionalism has caught up and bit him in the rear, man. Because, like you said, you purposely trying to gain weight to make your organization upset, so they'll ship you. Now you ain't a spring chicken. It's hard to drop that weight now. You feel me? So it's like, oh, you ain't producing like you should be neither. So, hey man, and this gonna fall on Doc though. If he blow it, this is all gonna fall on Doc. I'm sorry, James ain't been there long enough for it to fall on him. Even
Because
though for
then
his
they
career,
played a game without Fred VanVleet, and like, come on now, it's just like, hey, bro, James, what is you doing, my boy? Like and to me, I said it, and I still mean it. The 76ers, they still won that trade because basically you traded
oh yeah,
James, you traded Seth Curry and Andre Drummond for James Harden
pretty much.
because you wasn't getting none out of Ben Simmons anyway.
I
But you
mean,
still
he
made it.
might get something next year.
You still made
He
it.
might get something
You
next year.
yeah, we gonna see. But y'all can't give up this lead. You can't give up this lead. You better.
I honestly think Embiid just gonna put him on his back.
He's got to, but the
And just
thing
get
about it is these games have been so close, especially when Embiid was healthy. Because remember, Embiid had to hit you know, damn near 2 buzzer beaters
yeah.
to bring
That's-
them
yeah.
to win a couple games. So it's like I need them to go ahead and close it out. Because the more, like I said before, the more you let these teams linger, a game 7, any fucking thing can happen. And
I
it's
don't
going
want to be in no game 7, man.
I do not want to be in no game 7 because anything
Especially if you're James Harden, because same thing that we said about the Nets. It's gonna come down to continuity. You ain't been there long, bro. You ain't
yeah.
really a 76er yet, bro.
Oh, yeah, he's nowhere close to that. He's still, he still got to, pledge the process,
Mm-hmm.
and he ain't did that. But I do think that they can get it done. But you lose this game. Oh, you do not want to go to a game 7, my boy. He should have. If he give up this lead, Doc Rivers gonna have to put some lotion on his voice, and James Harden got to shave his beard because neither one of y'all deserve what y'all trademarks.
But like you said, man, Harden at least he deserves his, man. I'm sorry, because even though he ain't the Harden that we've known, he's just been like a double-double.
And to me, that's one of the things. Like if you can't get to the rim and score like you used to, you can't get to the foul line like you used to.
His assists went up, man.
That's what I'm saying. Facilitate. You got to be a facilitator, and you got to make the right plays and get everyone else involved.
He been doing that, so I can at least give him. I'm gonna always say 76ers definitely won that trade.
Oh, 100%. So I'm still there with them on that, and I think having Joel, you still got that window.
Yeah.
So let's see what other series we got next. Where are you trying to go?
What we got? Golden State
and Denver.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot for Denver right now to muster, especially when Jokic he's without Michael Porter Jr. He's without Michael Porter Jr. and he's without Jamal Murray. But
I mean, isn't he always without Michael Porter Jr.? Like,
oh yeah, I'm mainly talking about Jamal Murray, not having Jamal Murray.
Man.
Yeah, but
I don't think Joker was counting on Michael Porter Jr.
Oh, absolutely not. But you know what, bro? That's what your best player should get you a game, and that's what he did. Like he got him a game.
Yeah.
And that's all I really expect. That's all I really expected because it's like, bro, you outmatched, bro.
Did better than Brooklyn, bro.
Hey, he got them to what they a 6 seed.
Yeah,
he got them to a 6 seed without Jamal Murray the whole season. So,
he don't like the Warriors, man.
Oh, he don't.
Joker don't like the Warriors.
They got him, and they like Draymond be knowing how to put a clinic on Jokic, bro. And
oh man.
So look, Ro don't like this Joker talk because he wants Joel to get that MVP. But bro, it's the truth, bro. Like, he's definitely struggling against the Warriors, but they know how to guard him, yo.
Yeah.
They know how to guard him, especially with him being such a facilitator too. If he can't, move and then kick it out as well and get some other guys to knock down shots, it's tough for them as a whole. And like Mark said, they just outmanned, yo. There's too much firepower, especially you got Clay getting into shooting form. You got Steph being Steph, of course, and then they got a third scorer, but in Jordan Poole, who you never know what the fuck is about to happen.
Yeah. Whew.
It's tough. It's tough.
Yeah, Jordan Poole is an X factor if you ever heard of one, man.
Yeah. I can't believe they get. We'll get back to that, but I want to end with that
Yeah.
of how Ja Morant got most improved player. I don't
He was
understand,
already pretty much this good.
bro. How do you
He
get
took
most
it to another level, but he was
like you took it to another level, but you
he was already good.
all star, second
I mean,
overall. You're the second overall pick,
don't the
bro.
fans have a lot to say so in that still?
No, I believe it's the writers, and the writers should know better.
Bro, they
The
go with
writers-
whatever's. One thing I know is now they go with whatever's the most popular thing, bro. That's what they do. But another series that I really like is this Utah. I like the Utah Maverick series. Be on late, but
Utah better do something.
they need to do something. This
is getting close to the end with this current.
And Luther's not. It's this time to tie because Luther's not 100%, bro.
Yeah, you should have jumped out, at least got out of here early to make something happen. So y'all better hope, because one thing that Luka will do, he shows up in the playoffs. He may start slow at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
Luka, another one that he need to start working on his postseason training regimen, because he starts off slow every year.
Yeah.
And so he got to get into it, because if Utah loses,
came in looking kind of fat early in the season, man.
Yeah, they definitely be fluffy. And Mark, I'm always one of the ones. Hey, blow it up, because once I start,
blow it up. It's almost time though. I would just want to see Spider get out of there.
But to me, if once you move Spider and Gobert, that's blowing it up.
Yeah,
that's blowing it up, because
who's coming to Utah to play with Spider,
bro? I'm not going to Utah.
Yeah, man, for
nothing.
And Ross did made a good point. Maxey wasn't even in the conversation for most improved. And
Maxey,
he definitely,
Maxey should be. Maxey could have took his spot, or even Ja's own teammate Desmond Bain could have took his spot, and that's why Ja gave up the trophy to Desmond Bain, because he know better, bro. Like I said, you the second overall pick. You the best player from that draft.
You can't improve. The ceiling was high for you.
Zion ain't even playing. He's still eating. He eating the Popeyes, chicken tender box right now.
Yeah. And to AC, I mean, of course they want to keep Spider, but why keep him if you're not going to win? You when you can get capital for him and try something else. If this is not going to work and you don't see it ever bearing fruit, you've got to cut ties.
You've plateaued. You've plateaued. And it's the same thing that I was saying with Philly, and it's the same thing that I've been saying with Portland.
Yeah.
Hey, it's to the point where we've seen your ceiling. Y'all not getting past that. So
they're not getting them no help though.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. If you're not gonna go out and try and spend the money to bring someone else in to get to actually be some help, you gotta try and take your chance on one of them lottery tickets and draft some people and put some shit together. Teams have done it through the draft. And you see it, and then maybe eventually you can get a player to come in and finish it off once you start to show some promise, or you make a trade for a veteran who's trying to get out of somewhere, and you can bring them somewhere because you can put together a package. But just bro, they brought Conley in. Come on, hell, I know it seemed like a good move, but
I had high hopes for it, but that's still not that ain't no. At this point,
that ain't moving the needle for me. That ain't putting you over the top as a contender, when to me you've already been, middle in the line.
That's why he put LOL though.
Oh, he know better. Did we hit all the series?
You said what?
Did we hit all the series?
I think we did all the series, man, except for the Bucks Bulls, because there ain't really nothing to talk about in that one.
Yeah, Giannis is who we thought he was. DeMar, man, I like DeMar, but it's just they just outmatched as a team.
And I don't know if DeMar makes teams better.
Yeah, remember it was
the bucket, and he can do his thing, but I don't know if he makes people better.
It was like I said in the chat when I was talking about when Kawhi came in. Yeah, y'all was good, but you switched out DeMar DeRozan for Kawhi because that's just that one extra piece to get you over the hump. And so that's all it takes, yo. That was all it took. And like I said, DeMar is a great player. Like NBA, like tons of NBA players got plenty of respect for DeMar, and he be cooking.
Yeah,
but it's just sometimes, man, you just not enough.
You just not enough, bro.
And you know, if they had Lonzo and they had some, you know, maybe just like another, you know, piece, maybe another shooter, they would definitely be good. But just right now, they just ain't got it, yo.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
And the East, unfortunately, is not weak anymore. So it's like, hey,
yeah, it's literally getting to a point now where this like there's really parity in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
Both conferences are strong. Both conferences got some dogs, and like the teams are very, very, you know, well put together, and I like to see that.
Yeah, I do too. I've really, really enjoyed this NBA season, even though my team had a terrible year.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I hate to say it, but you know, having the Lakers out, I think it's kind of good for the NBA. Not for the long term, because you want your good teams and your brand names to be in the postseason, but it's now introducing these teams to other, you know, people. Because to me, watching this Pelicans team, oh, they're gonna be dangerous next year. Because they're an AFC and they were in the playing game, but let's not forget what this team was after that CJ McCollum trade. That's really when this team took off. So this team is going to be dangerous, and I don't know what the fuck they're going to do with Zion. But if
you need to get on board, man,
bro, if they get him on board,
if you leave, but it's like if you leave, I don't see you going to a better situation,
bro.
Like, you're gonna go somewhere. You're gonna end up in New York if you leave, bro.
Bro, if he goes to the Knicks, I mean,
yeah. So you might as well stay, be with a contender, and buy in, bro. Get in shape. Lose 25 pounds like AJ's been asking you to do since you got drafted. Lose the weight, get the bait. Hill's original slogan, man. Like,
and Hill, I know you're asking, are they going to be scary? I'm not saying that they're going to win a championship, but I'm saying next year, the growth that BI has shown with CJ McCollum, they got some young guys who got a whole bunch of heart.
And Zion, like, come on.
I believe in Willie. I fuck with Willie Green.
I do.
I fuck with Willie Green. I think that he's gonna be a really good coach for a long time in this league, and he's been proving it. And it's, to me, they're definitely gonna be tough if they're able to add a player of Zion's caliber. And Pelicans are lucky that Booker got hurt. I'm not overhyping them. What I'm saying is what I've been seeing, because, like I said, Brandon Ingram has showed up, and he's showing me a lot of what people thought Brandon Ingram could be in this playoffs. Having Jonas Valanciunas as that big man, he's a double-double every single time out on the floor. And yeah, CJ been typical playoff CJ, but he can be that with Brandon Ingram being the number one guy. CJ is always going to be CJ. But King of Hearts win hands too sometimes. You get what I'm saying? And so, to me, that's what I'm saying. You add a player like Zion, because when Zion was healthy and when he was playing, people was like, oh, this could be a thing. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm not overhyping them. I'm saying if he does get on board with this shit, shit could be something to be reckoned with.
That's what I'm saying. If he get on board, I believe it. They got a good core, man. He can come in and round it out.
Yeah, and this is my point. When Booker got hurt, it wasn't like we was blowing him out the water. Booker had 31 that game, but it wasn't like we was up 25. Yeah. It was a tough series. It was going to be a tough series regardless, and that's why you ain't never hear me say, "Oh, this is going to be a sweep." This was going to be one I had to watch and worry about, and it's proved to be that. I think that had Booker been healthy, we could have gotten it done in 5, possibly, like when that, like, even if Chris Paul lays an egg, but it wasn't just going to be no easy 5. You know what I mean? To me, it was something that we was going to have to work for. But now I definitely think this is going to be tough. And for any other team, if had they been, a 6 seed, which I think they can get if they get a player like Zion, they can get into the 6 seed, stuff like that. Especially once the Jazz blow everything up, they're gonna take their spot. So I think we're not overhyping them. We just doing a little forecasting.
That's all.
They gonna be
little forecasting. Little forecasting never hurt nobody, man.
Yeah. Hill says he loves Willie Green and understand what y'all saying, but they'll have to show me.
Yeah, they're gonna have to show all three of them.
Yeah,
all three of y'all, man.
I'm literally not saying nothing. Like, I'm not saying, oh, they are guaranteed to be title contenders or anything. What I'm saying is just like when the Suns, just like I was saying when the Suns went, 8-0 in the bubble, and they were showing me something, with that core that they had. I'm like, okay, we could be a problem next year. We could say it's the same thing. Lakers back in the playoffs next year. Yeah, I can see them being in the playoffs next year.
Facts.
But back anywhere else, we'll see. But y'all be back in the playoffs because the Jazz is gonna blow everything up. So that's another spot that y'all can open up.
Hey, we need Spider
then. Should have just went ahead and got DeRozan.
We could have used them for real.
Oh yeah, you definitely could have used them. DeRozan, Buddy Hield.
And we made a lot of moves.
Anybody.
We made a lot of moves that I didn't like. Man, we should have never got rid of Zubac.
Yeah.
Should have never got rid of Zubac, man.
Yeah, but I mean, it is what it is. I will say, I think between the Lakers, I want to know what's gonna happen with Kawhi, because that's another one that's like, hey, what's gonna happen there if he can be healthy and stuff. Please don't talk about the Lakers. No, let's go ahead and talk about them here. In your honor, we're gonna talk about them since you are not here. This is the question that you had.
I had to take it back. That was when our troubles all started, man.
Yeah.
Started shipping people out that you needed, man.
And Magic was like, I ain't even gonna be here.
Yeah.
Right. But it's all good. I think that I'm excited to see, how this first round ends, and I'm really excited to see the second round when you start getting some of these, these teams, these full teams that go against these other teams. I think it's really gonna be some dog fights.
Yeah, I'm excited to see Golden State in the next round.
Yeah, I'm excited to see Golden State in the next round. I'm excited to see Boston in the next round.
Yeah, Clippers definitely done forever, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
that's what you wanted, Kawhi. Kawhi could have been in LA, man.
He
is in LA, but he could have been a Laker, bro.
He wanted to go against Bron. He didn't want to team up with Bron.
So dumb. Like, everybody's like, bro, you should have teamed up, man. Now y'all both only got one ring from that. Y'all both got one ring from that, and that might be it for both of y'all. Y'all could have teamed up and had 3.
I mean, injuries and stuff played a big part of it as well, because
management.
Yeah, but I believe, once again, like I said, Kawhi, he wanted to get up out of Toronto, but he wanted to get home. He felt that he got his ring, and that's that. I do believe.
I probably would have stayed. If I won a ring somewhere, I'm not leaving that same year that I won a ring. I'm at least running it back.
Kawhi would definitely be sitting next to AD at the current moment, because Kawhi definitely had the Todd Gurley knee, so it was just a matter of time before it went out. But it is what it is. Like you said, he got his ring. It held up long enough to make it happen in Toronto. So that's all that really matter at this point in time. I don't think Kawhi getting like another ring or something would have elevated him into the pantheon of all-time greats.
No,
I don't think that changes much, but I do think, just having that extra ring would have been fun.
Nice. Yeah.
So there's that, but it is what it is. Patrick Williams with the 3 air ball.
You got any factor caps?
Nah, my factor cap was gonna be that KD question, but I ended up just
I
wanting
got
to
one.
what it is.
Factor cap. Jason Tatum traveled in that game winner, game 3.
I'm trying to think about the spin. I'm gonna say Cap. I don't think he traveled. As I'm trying to play it back in my head, I don't think he traveled.
Bro, I just feel like he had a pivot foot. He's put another foot down and jumped off of that, bro. Because it's like the way he caught that spin, he would have had to do a pirouette to keep his pivot foot down.
Okay, here's my thing. Maybe if we were talking like college, high school, or AAU, they might have called that travel. But this ain't that wasn't no NBA travel. How about that? That wasn't no NBA travel.
And that's the sad thing is that we don't even know what an NBA travel is. That's the bigger. That's another factor cap is what is there is no such thing as an NBA travel factor cap.
The Harden step back is an NBA travel.
Just it took me 5 years to get them to call that, man.
So
5 years. And it took for Sam Cassell clip going viral of telling him no before they finally called it.
Yeah, so the Harden step back is a travel, and I've been trying to get that to be a travel for years as well. Like, hey, bro, like how many steps is he gonna take? But that's a travel. I'm trying to think. That's the big move. But yeah, that's the one that's a travel. I don't think that that Jason Tatum one. Oh, they didn't call that. But yeah, my bad. The game on.
But yeah, I agree with your point. If it was college, maybe high school, they probably would have called it. But definitely not the NBA. I've seen Bron walk out, take the ball out, and not dribble for 4 or 5 steps before.
Just go down the court and then just like, all right, go ahead.
Anything.
Yeah. So, like I said, there's a difference between is it a travel and is it a travel in the NBA. So I'm 100% with you.
And even dating back to Jordan, remember they used to say Jordan got an extra step.
Yeah.
That's what they used to say back then, the Jordan rule, like Jordan get extra step, man. So it's like that's really where it all started.
Yeah, Curry, he definitely travels when he step back sometimes too. Like
I don't know, man. Curry got one of the cleanest step backs.
He that's why I say it sometimes. I wasn't gonna go on every step back. Like I think that's your brother. Is that Al Cannon?
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
So I think
his step back was like mine, AC. Clean.
Oh, I like this one. Who are the Commanders of Washington drafting tomorrow night?
I don't know why you're asking me that. I thought you was asking me who were the Wizards going to draft. Like,
boy, fed up with the Commanders, the Commandos.
Asking me about them, bro. I have no clue, man.
The commies. But yeah, I mean, you got a draft hot take or nah?
I think that Malik Willis will be the first quarterback off the board. I don't know if that's a hot take or not, but that's mine.
All right, mine will be Kobe Bryant. He's gonna be the third best corner out of this entire draft. He probably won't go till 3rd round, maybe get lucky in the 2nd. But I think Kobe Bryant will be the the 3rd best corner out of this draft, and because he's a dog. But sometimes when you're on those teams with the star, you playing across from that star, you get overshadowed. Mm-hmm. But I think Kobe Bryant he covers just as well as Sauce Gardner,
mm-hmm.
but he don't have the height. He don't have the I never let up a touchdown in my entire college career, but his coverage skills are amazing. He has some good ball skills, and people may say that, oh, he benefited from playing across from Sauce Gardner, but I also think that was a test for him as well, because you getting tested a lot more than he is. So they throwing at you. So to be able to have that under your belt, I really think Kobe Bryant is going to be a dog.
Bro, he played with beside a great corner. I like to think that they learned a lot from each other. So I think that's a safe pick. I don't know if he's going to be the 3rd best in the draft, but I thought that he's going to be a good corner anyway.
Yeah, but I do believe like he's really going to prove it. And Ro, I hear you, but it ain't no chasing this draft, bro. And I'm not even trying to be biased, bro. Like, it ain't no chasing this draft. It ain't no Justin Jefferson. It ain't one of those ones. This is a really good draft for wide receivers, but it ain't no elite talent. It ain't no elite, like elite guys that's gonna come in and be like, oh yeah, he gonna be here for 10,
When
15
they
years.
get to a good situation, they could become.
Yeah, of course. But
There's potential in it. There's some potential.
we'll see. Johnson is going. Oh shit! Johnson is going to be the best DE in this class. I think Jermaine Johnson is going to be amazing. He has to do some stuff with his motor, but he's definitely going to be amazing. I think that's as well. Yeah, go ahead and train all off season because I tried to tell Ross the Titans ain't have shit for us because we beat the Titans in Joe Burrow rookie year when he ain't had nobody. We gave them boys to work. Quentin Spain came up off the street. He was still in Petersburg just walking around. We brought him off the street. He came in, played tackle, and y'all know we beat them boys.
Y'all gonna be looking for a quarterback next year, Ross.
Exactly. That's why I think the Titans would be a great spot for Desmond Ridder.
Yeah.
But hey, don't believe me. Just let your boy keep throwing 3 picks in playoff games. And we are the 3-Man Weave Podcast.
Yes,
you can find us on all major podcast platforms. 3-Man Weave _ on Instagram and Twitter. Podcast.3.man.weave @gmail.com for all your email questions. And look, make sure you search us on YouTube and subscribe to 3-Man Weave Podcast and hit that bell icon to make sure you get all the notifications from the 3-Man Weave. For AJ, Cannon, shout out to him. We got a 3-Man Weave, and we out, baby.